What's up? Welcome. I am back with another one. I'm not going to lie, guys. I woke up today and I chose violence. I got some of my best characters from my collection. We got Eisenberg holding his handgun. We got Levi from Attack on Titan. We got, what's his name? Daemon Targaryen. I know I just said that all weird. We got Jax from Sons of Anarchy. And then, if you guys do not know what this is Boondock Saints. Fantastic little show. This is Murphy, also, what's his name? Uh, Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus, that's his name. Fantastic actor. I think he's great. He's in The Walking Dead right now. I'm not sure if it's still going or not anymore. But that's who I got today for this. We are going to watch Nux. Hassan Piker is officially 500% fucked. All right, let's do this. Oh, I need that. There it is. Interact with her and play.
We are halfway there. Hassan Piker is 500% cooked. At 1,000%, he will be in prison. But I have to say, it's currently sitting pretty at 500%. You have been randomly selected for secondary screening, Hassan Piker. Now, this is going to be the darkest video of the entire Hassan Piker is EFFED franchise. Absolutely the darkest of the videos. I was planning for an entirely different video for the 500% special, but I'm probably going to make that a separate video. All right, we're going to be calling that Content Genocide. Hassan Piker, I have literally written the most incredible script ever, and you will lose your mind when we get there. But today, I wanted to talk about something else, which I think is honestly so much worse. This is the craziest thing you're ever going to see. So, this happened today. 2 Israeli embassy staff were shot and killed in front of the Jewish museum.
Saw this tragic. Condolences to the families. I hope you guys can find peace in this.
In D.C. This is a terrorist attack on American soil. The suspect shouted "Free Palestine" while being arrested. 3 law enforcement officials say his identity hasn't been released. The identity is now released. This is awful. Now, on CNN, they blamed Hassan directly. Hassan responded immediately. So we are going to be going through this entire event. And now I am not going to do the thing that everyone else that's covering this story is doing. I'm not just going to say Hassan's name was tied to an actual terrorist attack murder of 2 people in Washington, D.C. I am instead going to tell you how he got to this point. And then I'm going to show you his response, where he essentially, without extra words, kind of condones the terrorist attack. So J.D. Vance tweeted, "My heart breaks for Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lishinsky, who were murdered last night at the Capitol Jewish Museum. Anti-Semitic violence has no place in the United States. We're praying for the families and all of our friends at the Israeli embassy where the 2 victims worked." These 2 people were about to get engaged. Apparently, this dude already bought the ring to get engaged to his wife. And they were killed. They were just shot. They were shot down because they thought they were Jewish. I'm pretty sure they were both ethnically Jewish, also Christians. And it's insane that this actually happened. 2 random Israeli embassy staff got executed in D.C. today. Suspiciously, 2 days ago, the second biggest Twitch streamer and biggest leftist political streamer held a 20,000-person live stream with George Janitis, an Australian guy who has constantly urged for Americans to kill random Israelis. We are going into this detail because this individual has an entire Twitter history of saying it's very awesome that the USA allows you to buy weapons like these easily. They can be utilized very effectively from a grassy knoll or a book depository. And so he collabs with Hassan, and Hassan reacts to him all the time, platforming him.
That's not okay. Like, why is this being allowed?
There's a clip from their discussion 2 days ago that I felt like showing you before we get into Hassan's actual response today. Now, he had a 3-hour discussion with this guy on a live stream, and I wanted to show you 1 minute I actually went through it. I took notes. I was thinking of making an entire video specifically about this, but I'll just show you this clip because I think it's important.
But they also themselves have no real reason, no real motivation for doing so, because ultimately, you know, what you said about Vietnam probably rings true. It does not affect them that much. It affects...
Meaning the American populace. He's saying that the American populace doesn't really care about Vietnam and stuff.
Some of them psychologically, and that is about it. They don't see any material consequences from it. You know, there has not been like a massive adverse reaction that could turn them against it. Like, for example, like the IRA.
This is Bad Empanada with Hassan directly advising an IRA-style terrorist movement to start in the United States of America to bomb and murder American civilians to get them to stop supporting Israel.
For example, did a lot to like instill like fatigue in the British public on that guy.
Right. So, and you see Hassan's nodding along. They are advocating for an IRA-style terrorist organization. IRA is from Ireland, to start murdering, bombing, and assassinating people.
The IRA is the Irish Republican Army, Revolutionary Army. Either way, they are technically a terrorist organization. They started out being very good, and now there are people that support them, like there are people that support Hamas, and there are people that think that the actions that they're taking are way too far, like other people like me, who is Irish, by the way. So, just saying.
In America to make Americans fatigued about supporting Israel.
Government to try and look for some sort of solution to the troubles.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. There's nothing like it anywhere. Not at all.
So sad.
Well, there's no situation historically that has existed where the captive population has been this thoroughly, at least in contemporary history that I can think of, where the captive population has been this thoroughly ethnically cleansed in broad daylight without any sort of material support to offer from other countries, right?
Yeah, so essentially what he is saying is, you're so right, there needs to be some sort of help in other countries, like this IRA-style terrorist group, maybe. That's kind of what he's advocating for in front of a live stream of tens of thousands of people, right? You got to realize what's happening.
Like, you have no Cuban example, you have no USSR example, and the role that they might have played in the ANC's efforts to resist against the apartheid structure in South Africa. And you certainly don't have American congresspersons doing arms trafficking to Hamas in the way that they did to the IRA.
This is, again, essentially Hassan saying, I want the IRA to have a IRA-style terrorist group in America where American congressmen are funneling weapons to terrorists to murder people both in Israel and also in America, to make American fatigue to get them to stop supporting Israel.
Had American conservative politicians of Irish background doing arms shipments to the IRA at a certain point. You could fundraise for the IRA in American bars, right?
Right. So he directly wants to start fundraising for a terrorist organization to start murdering people in America. He keeps yapping.
I'm not sure if you can actually do that in American bars, and if you can, you should not be allowed to. That should be something that should not be allowed. IRA is a terrorist organization.
Like this about how it's such a beautiful solution. Even the craziest part of this entire debate with him, in my opinion, is the fact that Hassan actually accidentally leaks his full strategy. If you go here in this debate at an hour, 11 minutes, and 36 seconds, Hassan says the craziest thing ever.
And also, I always say, Bad Empanada and I don't disagree on our ultimate goals. We just disagree on methods.
Bad Empanada stated many times his ultimate goals is the complete downfall of Western civilization and the death of all Jews. That is what his ultimate goal is. So when Hassan is going to be pretty upfront about saying that they don't disagree on ultimate goals, only methods, that kind of seems like that's kind of exactly what he's saying right here. So I'm glad we're all on the same page. I really felt like I needed to show you this one. Hassan is a genocide supporter. Hamas is a genocidal terrorist organization. This is the craziest thing ever. This guy advocates for another 9/11 all the time. All right? The craziest thing ever. So, anyway, in case you wanted to know what the IRA actually is known for, 22 bombs killing 9 people and injuring 130 in 1972. In 1998, bombs that killed 29 people and injured 200. In 1984, hotel bombings targeting the prime minister, which killed 5 and injured 31. Assassinations, criminal activities. He wants a terrorist group like this to start in the United States to doing this to Americans. All right? That is what he's advocating for here. So he also, he'll go out there and he'll scream and he'll yell, from the river to the sea, which is a genocidal slogan killing all Jews in Israel, from the river to the sea that is surrounding the country. And he says to globalize the Intifada. Well, the Intifada has been globalized. They're murdering Israelis on American soil. So, anywho, I felt like we should get a little deeper into this, because this is crazy. The psycho who murdered 2 Israeli embassy staffers in D.C. last night also apparently donated to Joe Biden. Suspicious. Interesting. The Israeli embassy couple were Messianic Jews, ethnic Jews who believed in Jesus. He bought a ring to propose to her in Jerusalem next week. It's a real tragedy. These are the protests, all screaming and yelling, globalize the Intifada. Globalize the Intifada. Well, that's killing Jews around the world. Listen, it's almost like the argument that they've been making it's almost like they've literally been saying this the entire time. They have literally been saying what they were planning the whole time. Now, it gets wilder. So this is Dylan Saba. He is a staff attorney for some Palestinian movement, and he says it's an occupational hazard that random Israeli people are murdered of the streets of the United States.
No shit.
Interestingly enough. Because it seems to happen very often when this goes down. This Kyoto leather guy, they ended up finding this is the account of the murderer. All right, that's the account of the murderer. Also known for tweeting death to America. Very interesting. It's an attack on the West. It's not just Israel. Everyone knows this if they actually listen to the terrorists that say kill the Jews, kill the Christians, death to Israel, death to America. Anyone would know this. Now, horrifyingly enough, the reason why she was there in the embassy, this is the lady that was murdered, was because she was attending an affair to figure out how to get more aid into Gaza. Which is just like, it's fucking unreal to see this happening in real time. It's absolutely insane. So this is Ilhan Omar, a known retard in the American Congress. They asked her, what are her thoughts? I mean, she is super pro-Palestine, to the point that she's borderline pro-Hamas. I wonder what she had to say about this.
Congresswoman Omar, can I get your reaction to the shooting that happened last night?
I'm gonna go for now.
I'm gonna go for...
Fail.
For now. I'm gonna go for now. What about, it's pretty bad. It's bad, right?
I'm gonna go for now, Mark. Couldn't even say condolences for the family.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild move. Absolutely. I'm gonna go for now. Definitely not the move, I would think. But hey, so Kanye West is the voice of reason. All right, listen. Kanye West is officially more reasonable than Hassan Piker. Bro dropped his Hail Hitler song, but after this happened, he tweets, I'm done with anti-Semitism. He saved the Jews with this one. Unironically, a more normal response than Hassan Piker. Don't worry, we're going to get to Hassan's response. It's pretty insane. So Nick Fuentes, in case you're unaware who this is, he's the largest political neo-Nazi type guy. Like, he advocates for a holy war against the Jews all the time. He immediately goes false flag right on schedule, saying that, obviously Israel must have killed their own people to get people to feel bad for the thing that, which is like, bro, come on, gay Mexican Hitler, you gotta come up with something original, bro. Please, man. Insane. Anyway, Haaretz, which is a super leftist Israeli news organization, said that delivering humanitarian aid to Gaza was the focus of the DC event where the 2 people were killed, as a corroboration of what I showed you earlier. This is an instance of another mostly peaceful protester.
Free Palestine! Piece of shit.
Yeah, definitely fucking awful. So this Elias Rodriguez is the guy that is the murderer from the
that
Party
guy.
for Socialism and Liberation. Many such cases. Many such cases argue that the murder of Laquan McDonald in Chicago and the Chicago bid for an Amazon headquarters are not two separate issues, but rather they are both connected. He's a Party of Socialism and Liberation, ladies and gentlemen. He showed up. He's one of the protester gamers, mostly peaceful protesters. They're everywhere. So Hassan's uncle, Cenk Uygur, known for defending having sex with horses. This is a true story, by the way. So this is what Cenk Uygur had to say. You can't do more harm to the Palestinian cause than by killing Israeli embassy staffers. It's obviously immoral and makes a whole community feel unsafe. It's also deeply counterproductive because it allows people to frame the whole peace movement as violent. Deeply stupid. I'll translate this because he said it in retardese, so I will translate it for you. What he's actually saying is, and this is the craziest thing you're ever going to see in your entire life, what he's actually saying is, killing Jews is bad because it makes Palestinians look bad. Definitely one of the most Cenk Uygur takes I've ever seen in my entire life. Hell
You
yeah.
can tell
The
he
apple
is
doesn't fall
related
far
to,
from the tree, I guess. Yeah,
little,
you shouldn't
Hassan.
kill Israelis just walking down the street in America. You know why? Because it makes Palestinians look stupid. Hassan Piker's uncle is sad that 2 Jews were murdered in America because it's counterproductive. Definitely one of the takes of all time. No one ever saw that one coming. And then a real bomb dropped on the entire Hassan Piker is fuck franchise. Get ready, because I did not see this coming. So this was on CNN.
But
this is the founder of the Anti-Defamation League. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Anti-Defamation League myself, but this is crazy.
all of us
Yeah, I already saw this clip. This is hilarious.
need to call it out. I'm thinking about the New York Times doing a gauzy profile a few weeks ago of this gamer, Hassan Piker, who regularly employs
Stolen.
If anybody's seen more Pegasus, he had a really fun take on this. He was actually mad that he called him a gamer because it's an insult to gamers everywhere, and I actually agree. This is not cool. He is not a gamer. He should not be lumped in with us.
Valor. Piker is not a gamer.
awful genocidal
thank you,
rhetoric
Nux.
against Jewish people in the Jewish state.
Oh, shit.
Like, extremists should not be empowered. People who spout prejudice should not be platformed. This is
shit.
the moment when we need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, we've got to stop this because the consequences are deadly.
So that's on CNN. This has gotten big. I have to say the Hassan Piker's Fuck franchise has absolutely contributed to putting him on the gaydar of a lot of people. But I mostly think it's because of his hoax. I think it's largely because of his gigantic hoax that he did where he went to the airport and he was like, I was detained by Trump for supporting terrorists. I can't believe this happened. Everyone talked about it. Everyone knows who he is now. And, you look into the shit that he says, and he is just consistently talking and speaking and yammering about dehumanizing Jews and how babies are valid military targets and all of that shit. So on CNN, he was directly named tied to this shit. Now, a lot of people don't actually know this, but it turns out freedom of speech does not help you when you are inciting violence or providing material aid to terrorist organizations. So I know that I'm going to have some Hassan retards in my chat, like I do. And, they're going to be like, freedom of speech! Yeah, but that doesn't work when you're inciting violence. So Hassan eventually returns to the game and hits you with an incredibly, incredibly classy response. Israel is an apartheid state doing a live stream genocide. I think it's wrong and dangerous to conflate these heinous actions with Jews. The Apartheid Defense League doesn't, because they think they can improve Israel's standing by silencing its critics. It won't change the truth. He can't condemn a terrorist attack on American soil, and the reason why he can't condemn it is because it's true. It's because he supports it. He supports it, in my opinion. He absolutely supports actual terrorist attacks. I showed you what he was saying about the IRA. He wants an IRA-style terrorist group in America to murder fucking people. That's my opinion. And he told people to make a terrorist organization to murder Americans so that people in America want to stop supporting Israel because they're getting bombed. In my opinion, that's exactly what he's saying.
Real quick. I want to look at this other post here. They're thinking Hassan is going to be a scapegoat. It's not a scapegoat. This dude is a piece of trash. Go watch the rest of the Hamas Piker is fucked series. Like, He's only going up by 10% every video. I think he only did a couple of jumps. Like, he's got video after video after video of this guy. Like, it is not a scapegoat to say that this guy is responsible for these kind of things. Allegedly, in my opinion.
So he didn't directly double down by saying he supports it, because if he would do that, he'd probably go to jail. Because apparently that dude has a Twitch account, the murderer, and it's very likely he's a Hassan fan, and that's pretty terrifying. However, important to note, he doesn't condemn it at all. Literally, not even a little. Motherfucker can't even condemn a terrorist attack on American soil. Obviously not. He in fact supports a terrorist attack on an American soil, in my opinion. And that is why he doesn't condemn it. It's because he supports it. I've been saying this the entire time. It's only a matter of time until this happened. I think all of us predicted that eventually this shit actually happened.
Sorry, Nux. We got to go over to my game real quick. Ooh, decent one here. Let's see. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Ooh, 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 ooh. Thank you. I like that. I'll take that. Thank you. 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 Thank you very much. Thank you. I will get that crit with a convert once I get one. Do 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 do. Pretty, I like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. This one real quick. We'll keep that because it's still technically worth a purple, but lost the whole freaking flavor off of it. All right, back to next.
Happens, there is a actual clear and present danger for Jews in America. There have been multiple anti-Semitic attacks all over the place, and this one is a very deadly one, a tragically deadly one. It's actually insane. So
I agree, and it is tragic. It really needs to stop. So everybody just try and watch out for each other. Like, this is ridiculous.
This was Hassan's first response to this situation.
Chatter, are you crazy? Chatter goes, yo, use this as your blast off meme. No, I'm not going to do that, okay? Missed therapy appointment, so now I have to pay extra, and we're here. What is this? You about to be arrested? For what? Having a fucking fat cock? Don't think that's illegal.
Got him!
True.
Little needle dick.
See, he has to choose his words very carefully. On the one hand, he doesn't want to go to jail. On the other hand, he absolutely wants to signal to his chat that he supports murdering Jews in America.
Osama bin Ballin blast off. Can you get through the news before 3 p.m. when I see the new Mission Impossible streamer, man? No. Should I use Tyrese Halliban? Should I do that?
He's trying.
I don't. No, dude, I can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna use this, dude. Y'all are so stupid. Give me. Okay, guys, this is not like. This is not a time to be fucking. It's not a time for you to say fun, wild, edgy things. Okay, there are.
Yeah, why not? Because it's sad that 2 people got murdered?
Probably 1,000 people in the chat currently documenting every single thing.
There we go. It's not because people got killed. No. We don't want you to be funny because it could blow back on me.
That you guys are saying in an effort to in an effort to basically tie it back to me and this community and rob it of its context or anything like that, and to try to get me fucking deplatformed. Like,
Context, bro.
lock in. Stop Fed posting. It's not time for memes. Just because you're anonymous doesn't mean you will stay anonymous. All this stuff, okay?
Yeah, bro, sweating.
I'm not anonymous.
Absolutely sweating. No doubt.
This is my
sweating
face,
more than he
bitch.
did in when he visited Diddy parties and brothels in Germany that sex trafficked children. I understand why he'd be sweating after all of those escapades that he's been through. You don't want people to start digging into your history. Professional pedophile shredder, actually, known for shredding pedophiles, commented on Hassan Piker is 480% fucked. I'm just saying. Just wanted to say this. I just wanted to make this clear. JD Delay says Hassan needs to meet my woodchopper. Now, I didn't say it, but I would not mess with Mr. JD Delay. All right? This is not a dude you want to be as your enemy, brother. I would sweat too. You don't know what they do to pedophiles in prison. Again, not saying that he's a pedophile. Not saying he's not a pedophile. He calls me a pedophile just to slander me. I never went to Diddy parties. Anyway, important to note, he keeps cooking. Hassan's cooking has not ended there. Because first Hassan stutters through a sentence saying, I know you're watching my stream, and I don't want to say anything that'll get me in trouble, but I'm also not going to, condemn the attack, because I'm kind of happy that they're murdering random people in America. I'm actually kind of happy about it, but I'm not allowed to say that. So anyway, this is Hassan letting it slip a little bit.
But like I'm not Mr. False Flag at all, but like
I'm not Mr. False Flag. False flag means that Israelis murdered their own people to trick Americans into hating Hamas or something. So he's like, I'm not Mr. False Flag, but I can explain all the reasons why it's a false flag.
every single thing that he did in the aftermath of the shooting is so fucking crazy that it's like you could not have fucking designed a incident like this. You could not have designed a better false flag incident like this. I'm not saying it is a false flag incident at all.
It's a guy that's part of the socialist fucking liberation bullshit party that's been going to protests forever in Chicago and shit. All right? What an actual demon. Look, I'm not saying that it's a false flag, but it's the perfect false flag. Everything is so perfect. The way it all lines up. He even said free Palestine. You know, the fucking shit that we've all been repeating for the last 2 years.
I'm not saying that. I think this is just a one dude who is genuine in his actions and maybe, a little bit brain broken, okay?
What?
Who is genuine.
I think he's a dude who's genuine. He's trying to Luigi Mangione, this guy. His heart was in the right place, bro. His heart was in the right place. He went to both sides of the fucking aisle. All right, he starts off, I don't want to say it's a false flag, but it's a perfect false flag. But I don't think it's a false flag. I think he's genuine. I think he's just a good man. Heart's in the right place. My guy, he's...
Fuck you, Hassan. Fuck you. I sincerely hope you get arrested for some of this bullshit that you've been spewing, because, wow, that's good. That's real good. You're a douchebag.
He's out there. He's based and cool like that. He's just so... He says what he means. He does what he says. He's just cool like that.
In his actions and maybe, a little bit brain broken, okay?
All right, maybe he's a little edgy. Maybe he's edgy. I don't know. I don't know if he's edgy or not. Anyway, this is Hassan's manager, interestingly enough. Violence begets violence. Palestinians have been getting massacred in an ongoing genocide for 18 months. I'm trying to remember who started the war. Oh, right. Never mind. 2 diplomats for Israel, 1 German-born, 1 Christian, are assassinated, clearly for political reasons, whether you agree or not. And the final statement, this is not anti-Semitism. Hassan is so good. Dude, it's his whole group of people. No, they don't just hate Jews. They just murdered 2 random Israeli officials in front of the Jewish Public Library or whatever the fuck, museum. They just murdered 2 people there, not because they don't like Jews. No. It's just based and awesome and cool. Yeah, it's anti-Zionism. It's not like Jews are getting beaten up everywhere and people are slashing Jews' houses and shit. And that is happening, by the way. I'm sure you're not aware because it probably doesn't affect you, and that's how the world works.
So I'm aware of it.
But yeah, this happens a lot. Anyway, Hassan keeps getting better. All right, this is the clip I showed you before, how he's brain broken a little bit and how he has a big heart.
Who is genuine in his actions and maybe, a little bit brain broke.
Yeah, genuine in his actions. Heart was in the right place, motherfucker. Anyway, get ready, guys. Get ready, because Hassan, he keeps getting better after advocating.
Like, I can physically feel my blood boiling over this little motherfucker. Like, damn. And 20,000 plus people watch him on a daily basis. And then even more watch him on YouTube. Like, oh, our young kids are kind of fucked, huh?
For terrorism, supporting multiple terrorist organizations, wanting terrorist organizations in the United States, dehumanizing Jews. They call him out on CNN. They're like, yo, this guy's fucking radicalizing people. Not saying that this person individually was radicalized directly by Hassan, but it's definitely the Hassan type radicalization that is going on in America that is incredibly fucking worrying.
Of this gamer Hassan Piker, who regularly employs
Not a gamer.
awful genocidal rhetoric against Jewish people in the Jewish state. Like,
I think this is like not only defamation against me.
Motherfucker has the balls to talk about defamation when he literally slanders me every single time he talks to me. Or about me. Every time he talks about me, he slanders me. Literally every single time. He is now saying that he's being defamed by this guy because this guy said that there are radical extremist terrorist supporters like Hassan. He's right. You are a radical extremist terrorist supporter. You are radicalizing fucking people. There are 8-year-olds on Twitch, bro. But he's defaming you.
But I think it's also defamation against the New York Times, too.
The New York Times? How is this defamation against the New York Times?
Because they also wrote my dehumanizing anti-Semitic sentiment. Of course, they wrote it in the most New York Times way possible.
I'm glad he's aware of it.
But they put it in the record where they said I accuse Israel of doing a genocide, you know?
What is that?
Because if that's his fucking framework...
Bro's munching.
Did you know that was coming? Yeah, I saw it this morning. It is defamation. He's a fucking...
It's not defamation.
Slanderous piece of shit.
Didn't sound like it to me either.
It's not defamation, actually. He actually said the actual complete truth, 100% the truth. Hassan, bro, you say this shit yourself. You dehumanize Jews yourself. So Asmongold reacted to this, and I'm really glad that he had the correct take. I am actually very glad he had the actual correct take.
Let's see what Asmon had to
lock
say.
in, boys
He's
and
actually
girls.
still
Let's
on
see
that
what Baldman had to
stupid
say.
platform.
What's happening is that Hassan got named. Yesterday, 2 Israeli diplomats were killed. This is the guy that did the shooting. I believe that's him. There he is again. And there he is. So this is him talking right here. So he shot and killed 2 people.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
but
So it's another Luffy, guys. It's another Luffy. Yeah, you knew Luffy? Well, introducing Zorro, ladies and gentlemen.
all of us need to call it out. I'm thinking about the New York Times doing a gauzy profile a few weeks ago of this gamer Hassan Piker, who regularly employs awful genocidal rhetoric.
He didn't even blame Hassan directly for getting this guy to kill them. He just said that he used his genocidal rhetoric, and he's right! He's completely right. He did not lie about a single thing he said. This man over here, definitely a fan of the How Fucked Is Hassan Piker franchise.
Like, extremists
I don't
should
know if
not
he
be
is, but
empowered.
I am.
People who spout prejudice should not be platformed. This is a moment when we need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, we've got to stop this because the consequences are deadly. But
It gets better.
Uh-oh.
This was from April 2025. Twitch needs to stop making decisions based off of their radical, politically motivated moderation team, because
Yeah.
eventually there's going to be a lack of moderation for something that's really bad. Like some sort of like really bad, like somebody gets killed, like kind of like the Luigi thing, but like maybe a little bit worse than that. It's like political. And if you have people on Twitch that are supporting this, theoretically, every single advertiser is going to leave the platform.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an instantaneous apocalypse situation.
Yeah.
I said this shit was going to happen. I told them this was going to happen. Like if I was Amazon and I found out this was happening, I would fire everybody at leadership at Twitch. By allowing this rhetoric on the platform. They open themselves up to the accusations that, and again, this is people that are openly promoting terrorist organizations.
I believe what the Houthis are doing is a good thing.
In case you're not aware, the Houthis bombed civilians today. Today. I'm not. Don't need to go back in time. For every time they've ever bombed civilians, they bombed civilians today. This is a war crime. Hassan really cares about war crimes, right? The Geneva Convention, Hassan knows all the tenets of the Geneva Convention when he can accuse Jews. But nope, nobody else. It's been 0 days since they've bombed civilians.
10 toes fucking down.
Right, let's give them a peace prize. Let's give them a peace prize.
I think they deserve it.
I actually think this could be it. I think that a lot of people are massively downplaying how big of a deal it is.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
You have a named person that is being connected to an active terror attack who has a history of supporting terrorist organizations.
And not only history supporting terrorist organizations, but advocating for a new terrorist organization in the United States to fucking bomb civilians, IRA style, to make fatigue against Israel, in my opinion.
This gamer, Hassan Piker.
This is really, really fucking bad. Extremely fucking bad.
Yeah, so extremely fucking bad. I'm glad that he's on the I'm glad he's on this page because there's no other perspective to be on. So this is Noah Samson. He's another one of the fucking retards in the Hassan squad. Whatever, I'll just show you like classic shit that they've been saying.
I think like this will never happen, but in a totally just world,
right?
Any kind of, regardless of your background, any kind of fucking Zionist tendency should be treated in the same way as being a fucking rabid neo-Nazi.
Right, so he's talking about in the United States of America, right? Any Zionist tendency, right? That means ever thinking Israel has the right to exist, all right? That is literally it. Thinking that Israel has the right to exist, according to Hassan, means you need to be treated like a neo-Nazi. How do you treat neo-Nazis, bro?
And you shouldn't even let someone be the fucking local dog catcher as Felix was posting. If they've ever exhibited any sort of like positive feelings about the state of Israel.
Any positive feelings about Israel. You should not be a dog catcher. You should be dehumanized, treated like a Nazi, and essentially killed. Right? You punch a Nazi. That's kind of the public sentiment. That's why calling people Nazis is basically the new random shit that everyone uses to throw at everybody else.
I'm so serious about this.
He's so serious about dehumanizing Jews and anyone that thinks Israel has the right to exist, which is most normal people. But anyway, the craziest thing is, this is, I think, today, Noah Samson, a big fan of Hassan Piker, also known for endorsing violence against Jews. But anywho, check this out.
Smart move on not covering current events, by the way. You mean specific current events or in general? Because
what specific current event? What specific events? What? Like what specific
2 pro-peace Jews dead. Read what they were saying.
Read what they were saying. They wanted Israel to have the right to exist, but they wanted to help aid go into Gaza. Read what they were saying. He is endorsing the murder of 2 people. All right? He's saying, yup, I read what they're saying. It's all good.
Pro-peace is crazy.
Anyway, the chatter then asks him about his statements that the call for violence because protesting isn't enough. That is a known thing that Noah Samson actually said. He said that protest is not enough, implying that you need a higher level.
Yes, it did. Noah has repeatedly made calls to violence and multiple protesting isn't enough.
True, yeah, he did. I covered it.
No, I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared. YouTube video scared me. No. And that sentiment, though, is 1,000% true.
Sentiment's true. He once again doubles down, 10 toes on the ground, supports a level above protesting.
But protesting isn't enough.
Yep, he is endorsing.
Yeah, Department of Justice. That face right there. Go get him. Go get him. But before something bad happens, go get him.
Violence against he is scared, and he is endorsing direct violence, and in my opinion, inciting it too. Inciting violence against random Americans. Reese Puff hair looking motherfucker. A little update, because this is just an extension of the last clip I showed you. See what he had to say.
Everyone in the Washington, D.C. community. I mean, think about it. These people, their only offense was going to the Jewish museum. They were killed because they attended.
And he laughs.
What the fuck?
Only offense. Jewish museum. What are you talking about? They're also Jews. They're Israeli.
A Jewish event. I mean, I gotta say, Kate, in many ways, this was
keep stuff in your face, you little
think about
fucker.
the data. We've talked about it before. Everyone in the watch.
And he's laughing, and he's smiling, and he's rolling his eyes. It's like, innocent Jews? Israelis that are innocent? Oh my God. He's not racist. He just wants to remove one race from existence. Ethan Klein's been popping off. He says, as you watch Hassan fans and Twitter leftists celebrate the murder of 2 innocent Israelis, understand that me and Hila are just as valid targets to them. Yeah, true, 100%, yeah, for sure. I've known about this as people like Hassan and iDubbbz lecture me about hallucinating threats. I knew this the moment I ended Leftovers. Why would I want to be a member of a community that would literally cheer on my death? There's a toxic, violent, nihilistic extremism brewing on the left, and it should scare all of us. And you know what? He's completely correct.
I agree.
He's completely correct. He is, absolutely.
Think like
there's no two ways about it. There are people in the streets cheering and jeering and shouting for globalizing the Intifada, making a endorsement of jihad, and it's crazy that this shit goes down.
People living in the West have the most power over anyone else in the world to
So what should they do? What should the people in the West do?
stop the genocide.
What do they do with their power?
We are
Remember, just 2 days ago, Hassan was on a stream with this dude, all right?
I'm sorry. What the fuck can I do? I'm a person that lives in the West. This is literally my 4th ever video, so I've been living over here, doing my thing for 36 years now. I can't stop shit. I have an opinion on some shit, and you're gonna find out about all of it, but just sitting over there, these motherfuckers can do a lot more than I can. These 2 little bastards that are inciting all this shit, they have a lot bigger audience. They can actually stop some of this shit.
This is 2 days ago. This is Hassan. This is the guy that's advocating for violence.
But that's what they've been doing. That's the kind of audience that they are cultivating. An audience that will go do the violence that they want to have happen, in my opinion.
And this is the guy that's advocating for violence. And this is the guy that's advocating for violence. Wow! The trifecta. The retard Avengers have assembled.
living in the belly of the beast. We have direct geographical, physical access to the politicians, the propagandists, the weapons companies, and the supply chains.
So people in the West have power because they have access to politicians. How does access to politicians help you?
That are facilitating this genocide. Protesting is great. We should keep doing that. But also, you know, I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves. 17 months in, and what is protesting actually accomplished? Raising awareness, sure. Divestment, yeah, in some places. But really, politically, materially, nothing.
So protesting is not enough. Protesting is not enough. However, we have access to the politicians. And protesting isn't enough, but we have physical access to the politicians.
Israel just killed the most children in its history in a single night with total impunity, with a deafening silence among the Western media. If we want this genocide to stop, it's time to escalate.
Escalate! Escalate from protesting with physical access to politicians.
That's all. People living in the West.
Wonder what that... Oh, that's violence! Right, that's violence. Correct. He's right. That's true. Yeah, he wants violence. They're all advocating for violence. And they're not just advocating for any little old violence. They're advocating for terrorism in the United States. That's what they're all doing. And, by the way, hot take, that is a crime. That is not protected by freedom of speech. If you are inciting terrorist attacks in the United States, then you are breaking the law. That is not protected by freedom of speech. Nuxanori didn't count. He repeated the 14K lie. Yeah, there was this whole lie that's been going on for the last couple of days saying that Israel is going to kill 14,000 babies in the next 24 hours. And then they all deleted their news stories because that didn't end up happening. That was another scam, fucking bullshit scam, obviously. Another strategy, another flim-flam, another epic move to get people riled up. Nicely done, guys. Very impressive. Is this the dog catcher one? Yeah, no, this is the one I just showed you. Never mind. So, interestingly enough, there is a rule on Twitch. The rule is against terrorism and violent extremism. For example, you should not be linking or displaying extreme propaganda, including graphic pictures or footage or of a terrorist or extreme violence, even for the purposes of denouncing. All right? So, zero endorsement, glorifying, or engaging terrorism or violence. This is Hassan reading the fucking terrorist's manifesto completely uncritically.
Let's start.
For the record, I think that is a perfectly natural term of service, and that should be in everyone's term of service. You should not be propagandizing terrorism and making light of this kind of thing It's tragic what happened. It's tragic what's happening. And as a outsider that doesn't have any kind of bias either way, I think both sides need to stop doing the things that they're doing because both sides are in the wrong at this point. Like, nobody's in the right anymore. Like, I'm sure one side actually started it, and we'd have to go back a very, very, very long time in order to find that actual point. And I don't care anymore. It's been way too long. Like, it needs to just be done now. Like, maybe Trump's plan for it is the best possible. But what we've been doing, what you guys have been doing, them, whatever, it's obviously not working. Obviously.
Start. Alantar is a word that means something like thunder or lightning. In the wake of an act, people look for a text to fix its meaning. So here's an attempt. The atrocities committed by Israelis against Palestine defy description and defy quantification. Instead of reading descriptions mostly, we watch them unfold on video, sometimes live. After a few months of rapidly mounting death tolls, Israel had obliterated the capacity to even continue counting the dead, which has served its genocide well.
All right, now Hassan is thinking, do I endorse the terrorist manifesto or not? And he thinks, and it's rolling over in his head. And he decides, you know what? I'm not going to endorse the terrorist manifesto. I'm just going to make it incredibly obvious that I endorse the manifesto.
At the time of the writing, the
yada yada, he keeps reading, and he keeps going, and he keeps reading, and he just completely uncritically reads a terrorist manifesto on stream, probably to get his audience to follow suit, if I had to guess. Who knows? Who knows what his actual strategy is? I mean, this is what his chat was doing while he was reading the manifesto.
All of these figures are almost surely a criminal undercount. I have no trouble believing the estimates that put the toll at 100,000 or more. More have been murdered since March of this year than in the Protective Edge and Caslet put together.
Yeah, so essentially an entire audience just out there spamming hearts for the terrorist manifesto. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. We could keep going. We could keep clipping. I could keep showing you more and more examples, obvious ones and not obvious ones, of him essentially doing his very best to incite violence and to make it look like he supports this terrorist attack without directly saying he supports the terrorist attack. Because from all the information I've showed you so far, this isn't just he wants to kill people in Israel, which he does, as I've shown you. He wants to genocide everyone in Israel. It's literally what he says himself. He supports the terrorist organizations that directly want to do that, but he has been inciting violence and terrorist attacks in the United States of America as well. Again, I didn't even want to get into like the actual geopolitical issues of this episode. I wanted 500% Fuck to literally talk about how this dude is directly endorsing terrorist attacks, in my opinion, in the United States. I didn't even need to get into all the other fucked up shit that this man's been doing. I don't even want to get into the geopolitics because it's essentially not even relevant right now, because endorsing terrorist attacks in America has nothing to do with any geopolitical situation in the Middle East. It doesn't.
Nope.
And if you can delude yourself into thinking it does, then you're retarded. Thank you so much for joining episode 500% Fucked. I was going to make this different. As I mentioned earlier, I will be making a big-ass anti-Hassan video soon. Don't worry. And but I really felt like it was important for this one to be the 500% Fucked. The news is directly tying him to a terrorist attack in American soil. And in my humble opinion, he's halfway in jail. All right, 1000% Fucked is going to be glorious. It's going to be fun. Definitely subscribe. Definitely slightly darker material this time. But you know what? It needed to happen. Thanks so much for being here. And stay weird, fam.
Okay, that was great. Definitely go check out this video and this video, because I definitely will probably tonight. And then, yeah. That was that for that. That was all we're going to do for that. We're going to go back over to this, though, before we end the video. I'll make this a little bit bigger. And we'll move it. No, that's not the right one. And we'll finish this up real quick. Because if you watched my video yesterday to the end, I forgot to collect my airship rewards, so I have some summons to do. Chunk. So you you. Junk. Just give you a 2. If this rolls into flat, we sell. Okay. Make me keep you. Make me keep you. Go ahead and get this powered up real quick. Oh, that turned into crap, huh? Bye-bye. All right. Somebody's out working in the expedition land. Thank you. All right, let's see what we can do. Nothing. Turtle tank. I always need skills for turtle tanks. I think I'm going to build more of those water guys. Those water ones are really good. Mm, yeah. Oh, stack up anyway. I think I might still need a couple of stack ups for mine. Here we go. Um, all right. That's still those guys, which I don't want. Okay, that was it. Back to the grind. I will see you guys in another one. Probably. Come on. I think for Memorial Day tomorrow, I might do 2 videos. One exclusively here on Element Fission, and then a couple weeks ago, Nux had dropped a video about the Trump assassination attempt, and I decided to hold on to that one for once I was up on this. And I think Memorial Day would be a fantastic time to bring that one up. So we're going to do that tomorrow. And you guys all have a fantastic Sunday. Anyone that decided to watch this video on the day that it releases, have a happy 525. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.